Welcome to Gearhead Lab, your all-in-one garage for car reviews, trim comparisons, maintenance hacks, and real-world repair tricks. The 8 brake maintenance tricks that could genuinely save your life. Your brake pedal just went soft at 60 miles per hour with your family in the car. Could you have prevented this? Every day, thousands of drivers ignore the warning signs that could mean the difference between a safe stop and a catastrophic accident. Your brakes are literally the only thing standing between you and disaster, yet most people spend more time choosing their morning coffee than maintaining their brake system. Here's the thing, brake failure doesn't just happen. It gives you warnings, whispers before it screams. And today, you're going to learn exactly how to catch those whispers before they turn into a nightmare. These aren't just tips, they're survival strategies that professional drivers swear by. Trick 1. Master the art of reading your brake's warning language. Your car is constantly talking to you, but are you listening? Every squeal, grind, and vibration is a coded message, and understanding this language could save your life. Brakes don't fail silently. They give you multiple chances to catch problems before they become deadly. Listen for that high-pitched squealing sound when you brake. That's not just annoying, it's a built-in wear indicator made of metal that's designed to scrape against your rotor when your brake pads thin out. It's your car literally screaming for help. If you ignore it, that squeal transforms into a grinding noise, which means metal-on-metal contact. You're not just replacing pads anymore, you're looking at damaged rotors and a repair bill that just tripled. But sounds aren't the only warning signs. Does your brake pedal feel soft or spongy? That could mean air in your brake lines or low brake fluid compromising your stopping power. Does your steering wheel vibrate when you brake? That's typically warped rotors telling you they need attention now, not later. Here's a trick that could save you thousands. Every time you drive, do a mental brake check. Note how your pedal feels, listen for unusual sounds, and pay attention to pulling when you brake. Inspect your brake pads visually every 10,000 miles. You can see them through your wheel spokes on most vehicles. If they're under 3 millimeters thick, it's replacement time. Waiting isn't being thrifty, it's gambling with your family's safety. Trick 2. The brake fluid flush nobody thinks about until it's too late. Here's something that will blow your mind. Your brake fluid is slowly turning into a ticking time bomb. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, meaning it absorbs moisture from the air like a sponge. And that moisture? It's destroying your brake system from the inside out. Every 2 to 3 years, your brake fluid needs to be completely flushed and replaced. Not topped off, completely replaced. Why? Because as that fluid absorbs moisture, its boiling point drops dramatically. Fresh brake fluid boils at around 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Old, contaminated fluid? It can boil at temperatures as low as 300 degrees. When you need to make a hard emergency stop, your brakes generate massive heat. If that heat causes your fluid to boil, you get vapor pockets in your brake lines. Here's the terrifying part. Vapor compresses, but fluid doesn't. When you press that brake pedal and you've got vapor instead of fluid, your pedal goes straight to the floor and nothing happens. Absolutely nothing. That moisture also causes internal corrosion. Your brake lines, calipers, and master cylinder are metal components that rust from the inside when exposed to water. Over time, this corrosion weakens everything, leading to leaks and complete brake failure. The fluid should be light amber, almost honey-colored. If it's dark brown or black, you're overdue for a flush. If the level is low, don't just top it off and forget about it. Low fluid means either you have a leak or your brake pads are worn down. Trick 3. Brake pad replacement before the point of no return. There's a critical moment in your brake pad's life where you cross from should replace soon to you've just damaged everything else. Most drivers blow right past this moment and pay dearly for it. Brake pads typically last between 25,000 and 70,000 miles, depending entirely on how you drive. City drivers who constantly stop and go, you're on the lower end. Highway cruisers, you might stretch toward the higher numbers, but regardless, there are non-negotiable rules about brake pad replacement that could save your life. Never let your brake pads wear below 3 millimeters in thickness. At this point, you're in the danger zone. When metal meets metal, 3 things happen. Your stopping distance increases dramatically, your rotors get scored and damaged, and your brake performance becomes unpredictable. Here's a trick most people don't know. Replace your brake pads in complete axle sets, never just one side. If you replace just one pad, you create uneven braking force that makes your car pull to one side during stops. In an emergency, this pulling can cause you to lose control, especially on wet roads. While you're replacing pads, inspect those rotors carefully. Look for deep grooves, cracks, or an uneven surface. Rotors need to be either resurfaced or replaced if they're warped. A vibrating brake pedal is your first clue that rotors are warped. The game changer? After installing new brake pads, you must properly bed them in. This means doing gradual stops from moderate speeds to transfer a thin layer of pad material onto the rotor surface. Skip this step, and your new pads won't perform at their peak, giving you longer stopping distances when you need them most. Trick 4. The brake lines and calipers everyone forgets about. While everyone obsesses over pads and rotors, there's a hidden component that fails more often than you'd think: your brake lines and calipers. These transfer hydraulic pressure from your brake pedal to the actual stopping mechanism, and they're under enormous stress every time you brake. Brake lines run the entire length of your vehicle, exposed to road salt, moisture, debris, and temperature extremes. Over time, rubber hoses crack, metal lines corrode, and both can develop leaks that rob you of stopping power. A brake line failure often happens suddenly with little warning. Inspect your brake lines every oil change. Pay special attention to where hard metal lines meet flexible rubber hoses. These connection points are particularly vulnerable. If you see any fluid leaks, even tiny ones, this is a drop everything and fix it now situation. Brake calipers are equally critical, but often neglected. These components squeeze your brake pads against the rotors, and when they stick or seize, bad things happen. A stuck caliper can cause your vehicle to pull dramatically to one side, create uneven brake pad wear, or cause a wheel to lock up unexpectedly. Catch caliper problems early. If you notice uneven brake pad wear, where one pad is significantly more worn than its partner, you've likely got a caliper issue. If you smell burning odors or see smoke near your wheels, a stuck caliper might be causing your brakes to drag constantly. Have your calipers cleaned and lubricated during every brake service. Proper lubrication prevents pistons from sticking and extends the life of your entire brake system. Trick 5. The driving technique that doubles your brake life. What if the way you press your brake pedal could literally double the lifespan of your brakes while simultaneously making you safer? It's called progressive braking, and it's one of the most underrated survival skills on the road. Instead of slamming on your brakes at the last second, anticipate stops well in advance and apply gradual, increasing pressure. Place the heel of your right foot on the floor between the accelerator and brake pedals. This is the pivot method. When you need to brake, pivot your foot forward and apply light pressure first, then progressively increase that pressure. Why does this matter? Sudden, hard braking generates enormous heat through friction. This heat accelerates brake pad wear, can warp rotors, and causes brake fade where your brakes become less effective due to overheating. Progressive braking distributes heat more evenly and gives your brake components time to dissipate it properly. Trick 6. The weight factor that's destroying your brakes. Your brakes were designed to stop a specific amount of weight, and every extra pound makes them work exponentially harder. This isn't just about wear, it's about whether your brakes can actually stop you when you need them most. If you're carrying an extra 1,000 pounds of cargo, your brakes work exponentially harder because of kinetic energy. More weight means more momentum, which means dramatically increased stopping distances and significantly more heat generated during braking. Remove unnecessary weight from your vehicle. That stuff in your trunk you've been hauling around? Every 10 pounds you remove improves braking performance and extends brake life. If you regularly tow trailers or carry heavy loads, be even more vigilant about brake maintenance. Consider upgrading to heavy-duty brake components. Here's where it gets dangerous. Overloading your vehicle beyond its rated capacity doesn't just wear brakes faster, it can cause complete brake failure. The heat generated from stopping excessive weight can cause brake fade, boil your brake fluid, warp rotors, and crack brake components. Always adhere to your vehicle's load capacity recommendations found in your owner's manual. Trick 7. Engine braking, your secret weapon against brake failure. There's a braking system in your car that most people ignore, and it could save your life if your regular brakes ever fail: your engine. Engine braking isn't just for manual transmissions. Modern automatics can do it too, and it's one of the most powerful brake preservation techniques available. When you downshift to a lower gear, your engine's compression naturally slows your vehicle without using your brakes at all. This is critical when descending long hills or mountain roads. Using your brakes continuously on a long descent will overheat them, cause brake fade, and potentially lead to complete brake failure. When approaching a steep downhill section, shift into a lower gear before you start descending. Let your engine control your speed. You'll still need your brakes occasionally, but you're reducing the heat load dramatically and preserving brake performance for when you really need it. Even if you drive an automatic, you can use engine braking. Modern automatics have manual modes, low gear settings, or sport modes that hold lower gears. Learn how your specific transmission works and use these features on hills, in stop-and-go traffic, or anytime you want to reduce brake wear. Trick 8. Understanding and responding to your brake warning light. That little red or amber light on your dashboard isn't a suggestion. It's a final warning that something is seriously wrong. Yet millions of drivers see this light and keep driving, gambling with their lives and the lives of everyone around them. When your brake warning light illuminates, first check if your parking brake is fully disengaged. If it is and the light stays on, you have a problem needing immediate attention. Pull over safely as soon as possible and do not continue driving. Common causes include low brake fluid, worn brake pads, or ABS system problems. Check your brake fluid level immediately. If it's low, you likely have a leak or critically worn brake pads. Top up the fluid to get to a mechanic safely. But understand this is temporary, not a solution. Some vehicles have separate warning lights for different brake issues. Learn what each symbol means in your specific vehicle by reading your owner's manual. The brake system warning light typically indicates a hydraulic problem, while the ABS light indicates issues with your anti-lock braking system. Never ignore these warnings. A brake system problem isn't like a check engine light that might indicate a minor sensor issue. Brake warnings mean your ability to stop is compromised, and continuing to drive puts everyone at risk. These 8 brake maintenance tricks aren't just about saving money on repairs. They're about ensuring you can stop your vehicle every single time you need to. Your brakes are the most critical safety system in your car, and giving them the attention they deserve could literally save your life. Start implementing these tricks today. Remember, the few minutes you spend on brake maintenance could be the difference between safely arriving home and a tragedy you'll never forget. This video is brought to you by Auto Shotgun Media.